Hi everyone. In July of 2018, 3 of my hypnosis clients, while in hypnosis, began to channel. Now you may not know what channeling is, but it's been around forever. One of the more famous examples is the Oracle in Delphi, in what we call ancient Greece. In more modern times, among quite a few others, we have Esther Hicks channeling Abraham, Barbara Marciniak channeling the Palladians, and Daryl Anka channeling Bashar. These channelers all have websites, and all of them are featured many times on YouTube. So if you're not sure what channeling is, check out these sources, and you'll get a pretty fair idea. Now today, one of these 3 channeling clients is here to join me on the show. Her name is Tiffany Tin, and she channels a group who call themselves the Sons of Saturn. After I asked Tiffany a few questions, she'll then go into the altered state of consciousness where she can connect with the Sons of Saturn, and I will then direct some questions to them. Tiffany, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Peter. Nice to be here.
Good. Tiffany, would you give our audience, please, just a little information about yourself, where you grew up, went to school, what kind of work you do, things like that?
Sure, absolutely. I am born in Canada. I'm a Chinese Vietnamese Canadian, and I was exposed to a lot of different religions during my early childhood, from Christianity to Buddhism. And spirituality wasn't really in my life at that time, but through my journey, I was really into science, actually, into biology and chemistry. So everything has to be explainable, has to be logical, until I started struggling with my own health issues, such as mental health, depression, anxiety in university. Then, long story short, what healed me completely was incorporating spirituality after psychotherapy. So putting both modalities together helped me heal myself completely. And so I started exploring more about how to become a healer. I started taking Reiki courses, and I'm a Reiki master now. I run my full-time spiritual healing business and started tapping into channeling about 1.5 years ago. And after meeting with Peter, I guess things started speeding up because we have a structure and we're meeting every week, and he really encouraged me to go for it and stop hiding, stop being shy. So here I am now.
Good. Well, you anticipated my second question, which was to ask you more about channeling. But maybe the simple thing would be for you to just get into that state where you can make the connection with the Sons of Saturn. And when they come through, we'll talk with them.
Sure. Okay, so I'll need a moment to just connect.
Yeah, go ahead. Take all the time you like.
We are here at this time.
Well, welcome. It's very good of you to be here, and I know people in the audience as well as myself are very interested in hearing what you have to say.
It is our pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Good. Perhaps to start, if you just inform us all as to who you are, where you've come from, and why you're here.
We are the descendants of the star called Saturn, what is known to your people on this planet called Earth. We are a group of inner Earth beings that resides, shall we say, under the Earth's surface, and our message is of love and light. We wish to serve humanity by uplifting the spiritual gifts and treasures that are already inherent inside each person. We are not to come into the picture and say that we are superior to you all. That is quite, in fact, not what we're trying to say here. We are all family. We come from one, the Creator, and we are all part of a soul group, soul family together. And so we are here to assist. And the reason that we're here today is because the channeler has asked for the connection with us to help her with her spiritual journey, and in turn helping others with their spiritual journeys as well. Thank you for allowing us to connecting with you today. Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure, and I think our audience is going to appreciate the opportunity to talk with people other than humans. So we're very happy to have you here. I understand from you and from others that you're here to help humans through a transition that's going on our planet. Can you elaborate on that idea or concept of transition and what's really happening on Earth these days?
Absolutely. The transition that we are referring to right now has happened on Mother Gaia for many times. In this phase, we are in phase 4. Mother Gaia has been going through a lot of transitions. She's an old and ancient planet. Many of you will remember your lifetimes in Lemuria and Atlantis, and through the cycles of Earth, and here we are. What the ascension we are referring to right now is the transition of human beings going from 3rd density to 5th density beings. We ourselves are 4th density beings. Right now, a lot of the souls on the surface of Earth are trapped in the 3rd dimension. And in order for us to join together as one and move into the higher densities, we must all ascend together. And so a lot of groups such as the Pleiadians, Arcturians, and ourselves have wanted to come forth and serve our galactic brothers and sisters so we may ascend together. As your scientists would have known, there are these transitional years. About every 25,000 years, there's a great transition when it comes to the state of the planet Earth. And we are just crossing this age right now into an ascension of Earth. And the great fact about this transition is that we really are part of Mother Earth. As she transitions, she's bringing all of us with her along on this ride.
Well, what's it going to be like once we have gone through this transition, as opposed to what life is like today?
It hurts us to say there are a lot of programming and negative forces on Earth at this time, and it is by no fault of humanity that they are under so much suffering, struggles, and pain. On the physical level, emotional level, mental, and spiritual levels. The genome of the humans, most humans on surface, have been tampered with. Parts of your DNA strands have been sliced away. The gifts that you would have, such as telekinesis or telepathy, which is very natural to us, has been greatly reduced. And so a lot of starseeds or souls, when they reincarnate on Earth at this time, might feel frustrated because they find themselves not being able to exercise these gifts that they are used to. A lot of starseeds will find it difficult to speak with others through language because most beings use telepathy as an interface. And so it is a huge adjustment on the collective level. And as this transition happens, Earth will become what you guys all know as Star Wars or Star Trek, an intergalactic federation. A lot of secrets have been withheld by your governments. Every day you may see ships, or what you call UFO, flying across the sky. Some are of our crafts, some are of your government's military crafts, but there are many, many layers of secrets that most people do not know about. And part of this ascension is to have the full disclosure, to disclose all the darks, all the heaviness that humanities have endured.
So if we transition to the 4th dimension of consciousness and on to the 5th, we're going to be privy to these secrets, or they'll be widely known, maybe no secrets. But what else would the human experience? Would they be living longer, healthier bodies? What can the individual human look forward to?
As this transition happens, there will be technologies available for the well-being of all. As a person, you will also be able to open your spiritual channels, the veil will thin, and you'll be able to communicate with the non-physical world much easier. You are all spiritual beings having an physical experience. So as you transition, it will be easier for you to tune into your inner guidance, to connect with your higher self, and to use your inner guidance to navigate this journey called life. You will also find that your physical health will improve greatly overall. You'll be able to live hundreds of years longer. You will be able to regenerate damaged tissue much more easier. And these innate abilities, like we have mentioned, have been spliced away by the DNA modification. And so as you ascend and allowing these DNAs to research and to activate, you regain the ability to heal yourself, and thus prolonging your lifespan. You also come into a greater peace. Right now, as a collective, the human beings are really learning how to embrace the light. A lot of the fears on the deeper layers is the fear of your greatest light. The greatest light is what we are afraid of, so many of you. And so it is important for us to release all that is heavy and come into the light. For ascension, and the next stage is about love. This is also why a lot of light workers says love and light, for this is the energies that we are learning to incorporate together as a whole in the solar system.
Well, that sounds wonderful. I guess the question most people would have is, when can we expect to see all this?
The transition is already happening. We do encourage that you start with your own inner world first. As your inner world shifts, the outer world shifts. And so going within to really come into the space of love and forgiveness for yourself and others. The easiest way to release is the simplest way, which is to love, to accept, to see the bigger picture behind a certain situation. And so it is important for a human being to come into the vibration of love and light. For in this dimension, all of the spiritual children on earth, so beautiful they're learning to accept their light. For in the subconscious, the greatest fear is of their greatest light, the true inherent sovereign power that each person has. And so as we learn how to heal ourselves, we become more loving beings. And sometimes the easiest way to become light is simply to be loving and to be forgiving of others.
As this is happening now for some people, is it going to be happening for everyone, let's say, within this lifetime? Being humans have pretty short lifetimes, I guess.
There are many probable futures and timelines that we can see. At this time, we are very optimistic with where humanity as a whole is heading towards. Many individuals are awakening, such as starseeds and light workers, to their own soul mission and their inherent power. The divine feminine is also arising once again to balance the divine masculine energies on earth. A lot of healing is occurring, a lot of emotional, spiritual healing is occurring all at the same time. And each person will have a different rate. It will happen at different times during their lifetimes. And so collectively, you are all ascending towards the light, but we do emphasize that it is a choice. Every person has a choice in each present moment to decide what they wish to experience for their future.
Well, thank you for that. And I'm just noticing that our time is pretty well gone. Any final word that you would have for our audience?
We wish to bring forth the message to embrace your light. A lot of times, the greatest fear that we have is not of our darkness. It is of the light, what you are capable of, what you are able to uplift and to make an impact on in the world. And so we ask that you allow yourself to be gentle, slowly, step by step, and call in the people that you need in your life for success, to feel supported. And don't be afraid to go forth and do what you want to achieve in this world. For sometimes the mind and ego takes over and you may feel, I'm just going to wait until I'm ready. I'm going to wait until my mind is in the right place. But sometimes it takes action for you to break through those very fears that are keeping you stuck. And this is our loving message for the day. Thank you for connecting with us. This is the Sons of Saturn. We love you. We bid you farewell.
Well, thank you very much for being here. Just take your time and come back, Tiffany.
Okay, I'm back.
Tiffany, if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
If you guys want to get in touch with us, you can find us at myinnertemple.com.
Thank you very much for that. And Tiffany, thank you very much for being here and for bringing the Sons of Saturn with you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, folks, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back for some more. You can download and or listen to this podcast or any of the other 36 or so by going to my website at www.peterhdennis.com. Once there, if you click on the podcast tab, you will see section number 2, where you can click on the channeler's name and then listen or download from there. Well, that's it, folks. Until next time, be uplifting for someone and expand your own consciousness. Bye for now.